Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Lydia, no, yes, I know, honey, yes, I know you're excited, but I have to start my show. Thank you, dear. I do hate having to work things on a work week today. Excuse me, pardon me. I've been a little on the clock today, but, good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways. As always, on WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love, support, and the few lost souls over at the Independent Creator Directory. Yes, indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and other creators, all coming together to help you make your dreams come true, and for a very reasonable price. In fact, for the low cost of your soul, I mean, only $40, you too can join our ranks and have lifetime web hosting as determined by our dear friend, Mr. Joseph Bachman, who is having to deal with the idiocies of returning to mortal life. But I think I could spook something up for you given the occasion. So using secret code podcast1, you can get half off for that. We are also made possible by the simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from never having handled a sword to teaching the art to others, and of course, the Big Stompy Robots Core Rulebook, because gaming shouldn't be expensive or scary. It should be easy to learn and fun to play. And finally, along with my many other delightful books, we are made possible by Hates and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is haunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Now, friends, this is the time where I am forced to speak of my accountability. And yes, it is that time of year where I am occasionally called to substitute in for certain entities. It is always a pain, so one is, of course, on the clock. But As part of that, I was going through my leftover relics, and I no longer have ties to the dungeons of Northwest Indiana. Thank you so much to Hoosier Heartland Storage for holding my stuff for so very long, even though they decided to dramatically up their rates. Now, I have also been dealing with a few of my long lost companions who've just risen up to be of use. Today is, of course, Wednesday, and there will be art and glory to be had. I am dealing with the fact that, yes, indeed, there may have been medical confirmation of my assorted statuses, but, dear duckies, you have to understand. You can only hide so much from so many medical professionals before you have to sort of bleed it off a little bit. And I should be careful how I use the word bleed. But today is a great day because it is the eve of All Hallows Eve. The veil is thin, the day is cool, the wind is blowing, and I am roasting in some of my work attire, but that's okay. I do apologize for coming straight from work into the office for your streaming. Usually I try to sanitize all such things. Now, my dear, I do want to clarify that that wasn't, in fact, not my bridge to those ghoul boys, delightful chaps, but never summon something larger than your head, and never try to put down that which you can't. All right, now, we have a lot to discuss. It is, build up for spooky season, and it's the peak of it, actually. So I will be tending to some of that. Of course, we'll have some fun in the pictures going through the comments. I am holding up as well as possible with the matters I discussed. I will be possibly speaking to Trey later in the week when her world is settled down, and this is kind of a big deal time of year for her. And it's not just because of the discount sales in the broom stores. But, friends, we might as well have fun because, the real scary things are, of course, current events, which I am delightfully avoiding because I don't want to deal with, lesser evils in general. I mean, can we at least get a competent ruler? That fellow in Latveria has lots of potential. However, my plans for today. I have plans, do I not? Oh, yes. They involve some minor summonings, dealing with that little tentacle problem my house has become infested with. It is such a thing. And then, setting a few things up for the spooky little ones and probably scaring the living tar out of my beloved son because, forgive me, but, tis the season. Now, as no one else has really got much to discuss, and frankly, mundanities are just that, mundane and boring, I think we'll get to Joe's ad and then the chat, because I'm sure you're going to regale me about the glories of HalloCon, which of course I missed because I was having to unload my dungeon from up north because of the raise in prices. It's getting ahead of the mill rat scourge that they don't know is coming. That is okay. That is okay, dear friends. Other than that, I'm sure I'll summon up something to do, and then we'll have our happy little art time for a while. I'll try to cool off and get things settled. But we need to get to your chat, and before I can do that, I need to bring some words from our dearest and most beloved sponsor, so I shall return on the nigh in, a minute and a half or so. And toodles, dear friends. right, folks. It's a lovely October morning, soon to be a lovely October evening, and I am here for it. I have put in the hours, and I am ready for a little bit of relaxation. We'll have some art, we'll have some entertainment. I need to find my telephone. Oh, did I leave it in my other cloak? Ah, there it is. It's silenced. Very good. No. Enough of that, you. But I am a rather interesting being. I've made no qualms about it. However, I'm not the only one. Indeed, I have a chat full of fashionable people. But we shall see and we shall overcome. First through the door is our lovely Sarah. Good morning from Lafayette, Indiana. Good morning, Sarah. You are in some of the finest of locations. How are you, my dear? By the way, Carl and Donna, if you felt this disturbance in the peace yesterday, I may have been on the streets along your house. Well, delightful. BKM and I were about to leave the house to see more wonderful creativity at the same time the show starts. Hopping in to say hello, and I'm near more of you. Delightful. But shall you ever escape? Good morning, Sarah. And Dark Pope, and your house is huge and gorgeous, by the way. I have no doubt, and good morning, says Don Dulas. Here comes the Dawn, shooby-dooby. Dawn is, of course, the mastermind behind her fanciful felines. Always ready to amuse you over on the Book of Faces. She should throw the link in. We shall see. Now, and Dawn and Trelena stumbles in, sits, becomes a cat bed. Morning. Well, of all the shapes you could take, that is not a bad choice, my dear. I hope you are well. We will chat probably early next week at this rate because there's so much coming down the pipe. But we'll see. Hey, Trey. And morning, says Thesis. Hello, Thesis. Thesis is, of course, the proprietor of the tea house for all things Chinese. And except food. I don't believe him, anyway. Hey, Sarah. I've been adventuring to do so. It's time to get ready and explore wondrous things. Well, wonderful. You no doubt have a great guide and blade and Thesis. Hey, Thesis. And I'm actually on Eastern time. And we're heading in about 15 minutes, but I'll catch up with you guys soon. Well, you are always loved. Have fun and be safe. BKM is driving and we'll see. Lamau, the being safe part. The fun, we don't have Cookie as the adults, so. Well, the wonderful thing about cookies. The cookie's a wonderful thing. Her tops are made out of rubber. Her bottoms are made out of springs. Anyway, have fun. 100 and thanks so much. Good Lord, I've been needing this bit of vacay in desperate ways. Loving it. And hello, Mr. Hollifield. 0 likes. That ain't right. No, you guys have come in just a little delayed into my lovely offices. I believe I left my beverage out of here. Oh, well, we'll tend to that at some point. Well, heck. Good morning. And greetings. BKM and Sarah on the loose without supervision. Oh, BKM, feel free to drop that little parcel of yours over here. I'm sure I can put it to good use. Morning, Dan. Keep an eye out for that journal today. And Foxy yawns. Morning. Good morning. And oh, yes, Dark Pope. Waiting on him to finish his work and going to be headed out without supervision for a few hours. Delightful shenanigans. I hope you have a splendid time. Now, morning, Foxy, says Sarah. Morning, Dan and Foxy. I will. I'll be outside all day committing carpentry. That's a way to phrase it. Little Bertha has to be protected from the elements. Oh, my accent is showing. May have to cook something soon. Can't say that I blame you. It's gorgeous out in the Midwest. It is. It's cold here. 31 this morning. As of now, it is a partly sunny 65 degrees where the corn sharks are born. However, per the Great Purge, they have been released into the wilds to prepare for their long winter's nap, where they will then seek out untended corn mazes and devour the occupants. Have fun at those festivals. 66 outside this morning here, 67 and windy here. I'll take the nice weather. And ciao for now, guys. The veil is very thin. I'm enjoying this. We'll see what happens. Oh, we're heading out. Ciao for now. Have fun. Don't get caught, my dear. And we're back. Back again. Carl's back. Phone a friend. Carl's back. Carl's back. Carl's back. Welcome back. No idea how we obfuscated a giant van, but skills. It's that time of year. Illusions are extra easy. You have to be careful with that. Overcasting can cause dilemmas. Anyone with access to the humor group can see Dawn all dressed up. Indeed. Lydia! Yes, as you put it, cleaned up nice. Indeed, my dear. I was able to catch a glimpse of that on my way through my morning setups. Lydia! Lydia. Yes, we all love Lydia, don't we? And it is her favorite time of year. Good morning and happy hump day. Happy hump day to Joe. May your patience remain so that young flaggers aren't disemboweled upon the streets. And if they are, let me know. I'm sure their souls to be reaped. Now, hey all. Yes, Dawn cleans up real good indeed. No rest for a cryptid. Hashtag not a cryptid. Cryptid, Nick. Whatever are you talking about? I am, as I always am. Contrary to the prattlings of my primary medical care provider. And you will, if you do not know the details of that, that means you did not catch the end of my show in the review. That means you missed some rather substantial news. But that is okay. I will forgive you this time, only because you are very, 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 very pretty. Dang, lost the vid. Sorry to hear that. Hey. As I said to Richie last night, I clean up pretty good too, but apparently when I do, I look like a mafioso. As you have said. There we are. Indeed. Hello, Donna. And hey, everyone. Hello to all of you we missed during the Comcast blackout. And yeah, he's encrypted. The human thing is his costume. I don't know what you're talking about. Accountability. No burning his yarn tonight. Attempting not to unalive a contractor today, even though they did a fine job of trying to unalive themselves this morning. Mad skills. LOL, Foxy. And is it just letting nature take its course? No, because the paperwork would be a nightmare on Joseph. And slow nods are the only reason. That paperwork is the only thing keeping a large number of us alive. Trust me, I know. You see? Now, Halloween is, if fun that way, isn't it, Foxy? One time a year when we could be our not normal selves and people just say, what a nice costume. Accountability continued. Catching up on all the paperwork since we left for Halakani, getting things filed. Yes, poor Joseph is actually working during my stream. It is a tragedy. Strip was so freaked out, he tried to knock over my monitor. I don't know what you're talking about. Foxy, I've seen better traffic controls out of the INDOT maintenance units, and most of them aren't the brightest crayons in the box. Indeed. Accountability. Recovery from amazing trip. Maybe catch up a few things. Accountability says try. Well, Cats are extra clingy, so I am a cat bed and I will not be trying to do anything without them, besides a quick trip to the store later. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time. Accountability, more pup training, working on gentle play. He's too big to be rough. That's a wise decision. I love how the thumbnail turned out for today. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am now a cat bed too. Ha ha, indeed. Buddy's like, oh, she's back. Georgette is being quite a bit more clingy. Well, isn't that delightful of her? Dan Hollifield, accountability. Misty has impelled me to finish my fantasy story, which implies that I will also do an oil painting for the cover art. Aunt Donna and Carl will be hired for editing and cover design. Nice. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. In honor of Dia de los Muertos, sorry, my enunciation, we will be discussing Chinese funeral costumes. That is a delightfully international hop, but there we go. Yes. Hey, if it makes Misty happy, I don't care how many copies it ever sells. Very nice. Thesis, the only things I learned about Chinese funeral customs was gleaned from Big Trouble in Little China. My babies. Oh, and yes, that is the finest film ever made. It goes that, Casablanca, and then very often The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra, but not always. My top 5 rotate around. My babies and Georgette and Buddy. Go there, enjoy the stories. Oh, he's got his glamour back up again. Whatever are you talking about? Seems to include tong riots and machine guns and eldritch powers. Don't all your funerals involve tong riots, machine guns, and eldritch powers? Also, the odd classification of young ladies who take it as an excuse to try to find genteel companionship and dress the part. Dan, when's your next 100% back on Bandcamp? Actually, Dan, that's not a bad place to start. Dawn, I've noticed, so it may be November 1st. May not have an official show on Chinese food, but there's always brought up some fashion or another. Indeed. Okay, drop it like it's hot when you get it. Good morning, everyone. Mostly not dead. HalloCon was so much fun. A lot of work and worth it. Comcast is still working on the lines. I keep getting little glitches. My condolences. My squeer is broken. I overdid it during HalloCon. My dear. Not the green room. Now, where was I? Chris. Yes, hey, Chris. We're all glad to see Chris. I had a shot of Statesman in your honor last night. Morning, Chris. Special shout out to the members of the Independent Creator Directory for traveling all that way. Your invaluable assistance and being there. Thank you all. You folks are amazing and wonderful. I am sorry that I could not be among your number, but I am contractually bound ahead of time to a different convention this weekend. Edengo has decided ropes are lovely toys. Yet to figure out we can play with him and play tug, though. If you grab it, he drops it. That's probably not the worst thing in the world. Now, the wind is affecting my connection, so we're going to do the best we can. Could I fill an hour talking about food? Yes, I think I could. I have no doubt you could. Thesis, if the subject is either 18 and up or Chinese in any sort, God forbid both, I have absolutely no doubt that you could go on indefinitely due to your love of the given situations. No, it is beautiful, your dedication to all things Chinese. Let's see. Chris Walker says, I partially died last night from exhaustion after my return to work and getting back to mundane life. It really is a tragic thing. That makes me imagine certain scenarios and role plays, Foxy. Okay, I need to behave. Yes, you do. Thesis, if you can teach me how to make mushu pork, you will put several restaurants out of business. Partially, says Dawn. Do we need to take you to Miracle Max, Chris? I mean, mostly isn't the same thing, but Inigo is young. He will probably learn. He will. He is smart. A few recipes under my belt. Les wraps teriyaki sauce, a wonderful plum sauce, but not mushu pork. Methinks I can red meat that. We've almost filled an entire hour of my shows with food. I'm sure you could do it, Bladed. You could probably fill an hour with one region's food. Indeed. Now, let's see. Time to run an ad for a moment. But which ad to run? Oh, we'll throw this one up and be back in a moment. Indeed. Now we are at just about the half-hour line, and everyone is giving me just a nice opportunity. So we'll just hop over here, slip over here, go to brand, and we'll scroll down to Supermoon because it feels fitting. All music is either provided by StreamYard and Dan Hollifield. Now, let's see, the comments continue. Time lapse, indeed. Let's just knock that out real quick. I went to the store as part of my adventures yesterday, and they were many, in sort of dealing with the ramifications of the information that came in, and having to deal with that with basically everyone I know far, far away. We had the true splendor of going all over the place because there was some things that Mandy needed to attend to without me in the house. And as such, meant I had to keep Xander out for quite a time. So we wandered the wonders of Lafayette, thoroughly enjoying a great Goodwill run. And I should... Oh, actually, there's a YouTube video on my channel. Excellent. I do have a bit of accountability. And it is accountability that I have no doubt that Donna and Carl, but especially Donna, will be proud of. You see, yesterday, I had an opportunity, and that opportunity was to be absolutely the petty hand of justice. You see, I went to Goodwill yesterday. Actually, I went to 3 Goodwills yesterday in our journeys, along with my son, who's being incredibly well behaved and was getting a reward for being so. As part of it, we went to look at the Nerf blasters. Now, I was walking into the Goodwill along with Xander, and another family came in, and a young boy somewhere in his tweens, so I would put him 12 to to, I put him between 11 and 13, somewhere in that range, was coming in at the same time. All right, I don't mind this. And in point of fact, I quite like children of that age. You know, we get along well. I run programs. I actually smiled as Xander passed me a cart to use to hold myself up, because in Goodwill I don't usually need my stick. I just use the cart. Then this child proceeded to hip check me, mostly bounce off of me, but snatch the cart and run off, his beleaguered grandmother following behind. I let this go. I was proud of myself. I was very good. I was very calm. However, he then yelled to his grandmother, "Hurry up, you're buying me all these here blasters. I'm buying all of them, and don't say no." So now, he has been rude to his grandmother. He has struck me and is trying to tear through Goodwill. The apologetic grandmother says to me, "I am very sorry. We are working on teaching him patience." And I realize something as he is thundering through the store and makes the wrong turn. Because Xander looks at me kind of in shock. I realized I have an opportunity. There are moments, my dear friends, when I aspire to a level of pettiness that I am quite capable of. And I decided, as this creature is yelling at his grandmother to hurry up, and she's saying, "Wait, please come back with the cart. I need it to walk." He turns around and says, "Hurry up, Graham, get your own." I was motivated. And at that moment, I decided, as I looked across to where the Nerf blasters were strewn about the toy section, I was going to buy every Nerf blaster in that store, less ones I knew were broken. So because I had a moment to get ahead, I was one cart ahead, and it danged if my fat, limpy self didn't take up the whole aisle, much like a NASCAR driver preventing him from getting around me. As in front of him, I watched him notice a very, very nice blaster. In fact, one I would have grabbed anyway from my collection I've been seeking. And I snagged the first and the second, and with the rapidity of someone only loving and born, I acquired every Nerf blaster in front of the little darling. My arms just long enough to bring once again a small tear to the bratty child's eyes. And his grandmother, who had just got done saying, "Well, I can't," his mom would tell him, "No, but I just can't, whether I can afford it or not," gazed upon me with a mix of shock and wonderment as I, in the torrent of joy, snatched all of them, every single blaster, in front of him. And I looked at her and I said, I heard you are teaching him patience." And she said, "Yes." "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to help." And that woman and I had what you would call a moment. And she was quite grateful, and he was quite annoyed. And I now have a large stack of Nerf blasters that Mandy was a little confused about, given that this weekend is LodgeCon, and we will be at our anniversary convention, so she did not expect me to spend quite what I did. But let me tell you, dear friends, it was not merely greed, although there was no small amount of that, and it was not merely seizing an opportunity to take what I want. No, it was as Carl says in the comments, a teachable moment. And my giving a small wisdom to the child in the teachings of our goodness. The words of Saint Fafo, he who metheth around findeth out. Translated here in such a way to not offend the younger viewers, was worth every penny. And my wife stopped and she looked at me and she said, "Nicholas, I am proud of you. Well done." And in that moment, I knew, amongst other things, I was reminded that I have indeed married the right woman. Now, to get on to the piece that I am doing today, as tomorrow is Halloween, I thought it nice to do a very classic styled image in a simple manner to cut loose. I still have to do something for Friday's live stream, but in all honesty and fairness, I have to look at my scheduling. There may not be any, at least a morning live stream. We're working on an evening live stream for the Historical Fencing Guild because I will be traveling to LodgeCon and I have to see what time I need to go. So if there is not a stream tomorrow, please do not trouble yourselves or fear for me. It is simply a matter that I had to be on the road. Now, LodgeCon, for those of you who don't know, is a free-to-attend, now $5 to play, gaming convention in lovely Peatone, Illinois. And if you can make it, I heartily invite you to do so. It is going to be a great time. I realize, given the numbers of folks who were able to attend HalloCon this year, the odds are slim that any of you will be able to make it. And I fully understand and support that. Our good friends at HalloCon and Stupid O'Clock certainly deserve our support. But we shall see. And if I see any of you, I welcome them. Now, I do have a bit of work to do, that I have to build a big stompy robot and paint it as the trophy, as is tradition, for the unofficial tourneys I will be hosting in probably Saturday, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure. I have to look at my scheduling. It will depend on how things go. And, oh, that's nice. Are you having fun with this image? I am having fun with this image. I'll have 3 days of that. I have a nice, heavily armed representative to stay at my home and ensure there are no incursions. So there is that in preparation. It is a good time, friends. Well, I'm glad that Inigo says hi and he tried to help. He just seems like a very helpful puppy. I admit the tremendous burden of dealing with the issues that I had brought up Monday has greatly interfered and impeded my abilities to prepare for Halloween in the ways I would have, which I find quite tragic, but a necessity. Hopefully next year, assuming there is a next year, I will be able to really knock out all the stops. I may skip the full naming portion of this. Did I forget to time lapse this even after you guys told me to? No, I didn't. But it's just going to be an odd one, and that will have to be okay. With what I have going on, it's all right. Now, I was a little rushed in today's preparation because the assorted specialists got a hold of me this morning early enough. Oh, no, I understand. You have to recover, Chris. And that is an incredible haul. Plus, I'd rather have you come out to one of the ones later in the year that, the ones next year, that is, that I am running. Because if I had my druthers, But I hold no offense to anyone, and like I said, I have. After all this, I get to go see the specialists to start the physical therapy anew and see if we can't hold off more of the conditional shifts that I have been fighting for nearly 20 years. It's a little intimidating, I admit it freely, but as I explained, it is what it is. And once again, I've been given the list of the thou shalt nots, and we'll just have to see how many of those I have to be aware of. And should it mean the end of certain aspects of my life, my preferences, I've spent years making contingencies. I have some of the best people in the world in position to take up any slack my newfound limitations may require. So we're making do. I'll worry about the formatting later because, as I said, I have a lot to do today, and I don't want to bother programming the dates because I need to check some things. I may need this for the 1st. But I want to keep things just a tad bit spooky for you guys. Alrighty. We will save this as... Oh, you can't see this part. Oh, well. All Hallows 24. And I will export the PNG at least. And I will, Nevermind the Furthermore it when I need to. But that was a nice, fun, warm-up picture. I know, not my usual dramatics, but it happens. Did your list of don'ts from the doctor include no knife fights and no sword fights with ninjas? It actually included no sword fighting at all. In fact, no high-impact activities of any sort. Thank you. Time-lapsed. And we're going to pause the music and run a commercial. Like I said, I cover it all at length. Where am I going here? I need to come here. At length in during the end of Monday's stream. Monday's stream. Because I did not want to risk being a downer on all the good folks coming back from NDCD, which is why I didn't tell anyone about it Friday. But we shall see. I believe that the Cryptids is still available from Grant Lankard. So I'll run his ad and be back in about a minute and a half.
Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Chupacabra. For millennia, these creatures have perplexed the human race. But what if they are forces of good? What if they have been sent here by a federation of more advanced alien species to help and defend the human race? That's the premise of League of Cryptids, a new comic book by Grant Lankard, creator of the smash hits Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid. His new comic, League of Cryptids, is a 4-part story involving these 5 creatures banding together to defend Earth from an invading alien race, just as one of their members is losing faith in the human race and questioning their mission. The epic tale begins in League of Cryptids 1.
Thank you, son. And a whole bunch of people are saying hi to you.
Hi.
Okay. Go get your breakfast yet?
No.
I'll go make some toast. Let's see now. Let's see what the chats have to say. Time up. Sorry, that was an old joke from an episode of Foamy the Squirrel. I understand. Remembered on this one. Time for me to hop, though. Oh, bye, Joe. Got some reminders from the Peanut Gallery. Joe's hopping again. I should get moving slowly. I believe Carl and Donna are having net issues. Hey, you guys do what you got to do. I will be here. Apparently things came up. Joe has a lot on his plate, and that's okay. Let me see. I'm in the mood to sketch a bit. Let me just see if I have any good reference. I had the pleasure of hearing from some of my old students yesterday. I actually this morning after the medical calls. So I'm rather happy about that. But it's nice to see how people grow and develop and change, and what motivates folks, what makes them feel, what they chose in their life to be important. And I know a lot of people who've had the great courtesy, not great courtesy, great courage, pardon my malaprop, to seek out their own dreams and make them manifest. I quite envy those people in certain ways. Because dreams are funny things. You give up a lot chasing them. And I'm not loving that. And that's okay too. It looks like we've lost some viewers. That's okay, because I know you guys all have busyness to do, and I know many of you are catching up. So I'm going to have to figure out something I can do to keep the ones who are around. Oh, I did not want that. Thank you. So we'll just start here and go with the flow, so to speak. If you are watching this and you aren't commenting, please feel free to wade in. I truly adore hearing from my audiences. And if not, my music is quiet. Have a good one, Chris. Oops, that's odd. My net's being problematic. And let me go back here and get my music going again. Let's see, where am I? Yes. There we go. I don't know. I think this year I'm going to try to let myself relax into the holiday season after the elections have all been settled and all the shenanigans are mostly over. I do advise everyone next week to be a little extra cautious. There's a lot likely to go on, and the news has a lot of problematic events. But I am a firm believer that things can get better if we choose to make them so. But only if we choose to make them so. I don't like that line. No, that's not it. So please be gentle, be kind. I do ask, and I don't ask a lot of folks, but please do vote. as the future of not only our nation, but basically all of Western civilization is up this time. And I hope that you can pick the kindest option you may. So with that, I'm just doing kind of light sketch, try and keep things fluid. Because it's nice to just play a bit. And after this convention, I have several really cool projects that are going to do. It looks like it looks like poor Foxy is being roped into a ladies' night for streaming, which would be good for Foxy. Certainly good for the ladies. You all make wonderful broadcasters. I'm always impressed with how well you all are doing. I don't say that enough. No, I worry. I do not tell you folks how proud I am of your many accomplishments. But I pay attention. I see when you struggle and I see when you succeed. And I am absolutely amazed because so often I know more than others the struggles, the journey that has brought you to where you are have included. So please keep at it. Please keep being who and what you are. Be authentic, no matter what happens, no matter what others may say. Be you. And yes, I know that the burden of being dressed for streaming is indeed difficult. Trust me, there are many mornings I want to just come up to the stream and bypass all the shenanigans and just be otherwise occupied. Oops, that's professional looking there, Nick. I can operate this scammer, but now, to those who attend the convention, I will be doing on-site art commissions. I'll probably be doing them for a price of about $10. And I'm really looking forward to that. Because being able to sit and draw and help people's characters come to life is a great joy. Once I am done with that, I intend to begin to deep dive some of the projects I have been putting off. I have a couple RPG projects that desperately need attention. I have some sword manuals because it's nice to actually make money, and that's what makes money. that desperately could use my attention, and some goodies for my infinitely patient Historical Fencing Guild patrons. Be planning some major list field setup changes in the near future. A lot of it depending on weather and capabilities post Watch on, because we've got some real nasty changes in the weather coming pretty quick. The Winter Court is riding hard and heavy this year, and to all those people who've begged for the cold, may you enjoy all the shoveling you want. I would like some more moderate weather, but I'd like some more moderate everything these days. And that's okay. And yes, that's true too. Tash from Sisters of the Hook does only show her arms, Foxy. Never do anything you're not comfortable with. But that's different from doing things you're scared of. And I know it sounds like I am being contradictory, but I'm really not. You should always do something you're scared of. As long as it's, a reasonable something. Not, summoning things larger than your head or things like that. But don't be afraid to get up and make your presence known. The world is in many ways much better than it used to be. And I know that offends a great many people, but that's okay too. If we can just behave with kindness and respect, so many wonderful things can be done. I just keep hearing Charlie Chaplin's speech in the Great Tech Dictator. About machine men and machine minds. Forgive me, my hands are still a little shaky from everything I've been doing lately. I pulled a few feats of vaguely unnatural, I believe the term would be preternatural strength, to get the stuff out of my units, which, while doable, damaged me a bit. And that's okay. Damage happens. We work around. We make better. We heal if we can. If not, we make do with what we got. That's how we roll in these parts. And all of you who are in my chat know that. Thank you. Thank you, Foxy. I appreciate that. It's very kind. we're just going to do this. I know I have a few more things I have to work on, but things are getting just a little lost, so I need to turn the blues off so I can see where I am actually. There we go. Not too bad. Phew. No. That was unnecessarily shaky. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's just do this with molecule laser. We'll worry about that part later. It's nice to have some leisurely art time, have my friends back where I know you're all safe, because I never worry about you. That would be mine. Oh, thank you. My hair has always had a lot of volume. So it's something I'm kind of familiar with. And that's the nice thing about fantasy creatures too. They all, you can do things like make sure that their hair has truly excessive amounts of volume, and can keep things nice and detailed. And it tends to work out better than it does in real life. But I mean, if fantasy isn't working out better than it does in real life, what's the point of fantasy? Oftentimes in this life, paraphrase Tolkien, reality can be a prison. And in that case, it is the solemn duty of every prisoner to try to escape. Let's go a little larger with this. Get the outer edges popped how I'd like it. This. There we go. I'm really looking forward to this winter, because this winter I will have a great bit more time to work on some projects that just need it. And it'll be good for me to knock some of these off my plate. We've got this just nice generic, when in doubt, draw a generically hot elf. I find it to be an incredibly helpful practice. And they always seem well received. I've yet to draw a fairly hot elf and not have someone go, okay, yes, let's do that. But then again, I know several remarkably attractive elves, so it doesn't surprise me. Y'all are no plot. Oh, true, Dan, and not just you. You've spent so long helping others to escape reality with the wonders of Apphilion that I think you're something of a connoisseur. You might be the Hogan, Colonel Hogan of, because I can't remember Hogan's first name, of reality escaping. You ever think about that? You should. You're doing great work, Dan Hallfield. You've provided the music that's going in the background. You've provided an outlet and inspiration for so many. You certainly deserve the praise, sir. Now, let's see. We've done this, which is okay. I mean, it's a loose kind of warm-up picture. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm artistic. Well, I did say it, but I am artistically a bit tight right now. I need to both physically and mentally loosen up. So I am working on doing just that. That. There we go. Then I need to figure out my my next moves. Not sure what else I want to put in this image, but I do kind of like how she's coming together. I know she needs a background. Not sure what. Honestly, this is one of those where I have to be careful because I really feel like doing too much could really detract. Where's the opening? Okay. Let's take this back here. That one. There should not have been an opening anywhere that could have gone through. Let's try it again. Oh. Oops. I like it. Oh, darn. It's been a while since I've done one like this, but okay. Oh, that's way too big. Come on. Yes. See if I do that right. Wow, overdid that. Why is it doing that? That's really weird. Okay. I don't like that, so we're just gonna color the things in. Just being screwy. Oh, I know why. Zero has a lot of fuzz to it. I don't like any of that. It's not working. If only there was something we could do. I kind of like it though. See, it's like I like this part because it looks like she's just coming out of the darkness. Okay, cool. Let's stop overthinking it then. Let's go here. Let's go here. Realize this is the. Is it? Is it the wrong shape? I don't think so. I like that. I like that. It's different. I think I'm going to let that one ride. I think I'm just going to let that one ride a bit because I like the way that looks. Let's zoom out and whoa, oh, it's not actually there. Hold on. I forgot what the ellipse is. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Yes, Colonel Hogan. My computer's cursor has decided to completely vanish. So, I think I will. I think I'll sign off on this one. Having an odd art day. Not necessarily a bad one. Just a strange art day. Okay. I'm going to call that a good one. I can use that. Elf into the light. I think we're well past a good commercial point. So what we will do, export this, and I will export the time lapse real quick. And then what we'll do is we'll run an ad. All Cats Are Gray in the Dark is actually a borrowed quote from Benjamin Franklin. It was a response to his tendency to like older women. That and I will try to remember the quote. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but women age from the top down, leaving the most important parts unravaged by time. Our forefathers were a bit lecherous. But yes, with the mentions of Dan Hollifield, we will definitely run his ad as soon as I find where it got put. There we are.
Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphellion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
All right, folks, we're down to one more. I'll let you guys have a little bit of fun with it. Anybody have any thoughts, any suggestions, prompts? And we'll work on that because I know you guys like to throw prompts. Enjoy. I will still be running for a little bit longer. Certainly Kung Fu. Oh, you want me to draw sixth, young lord? Okay. You know what? No thesis. No. We did Chinese Kung Fu themed stuff last time. We're going to stained glass. Stained glass. Stained glass. I need to get the music on. 1 second. That's terrible. Man. My hands really are shaky today. It's starting to actually be concerning. Might be getting on lunchtime. Let's see. Oh, that's not going to even be close to closed. We'll see. Yep, that works. I forgot it needs to be quite bulky. Stained glass. See, the trick with stained glass is it's very, very thick, bold lines followed by very fine detail painting. So it's an odd genre. No, I don't want, because that makes it look like me. Can't use that one. So I got quiet because I got real focused there. So I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes that a concept will get a hold of me. Let me see where we are. Things work better when I actually turn them on. Oh, The spookiness will break next week. Next week I will be taking a break from a lot of the spookiness. To provide relief for the people who need it. I've already been busier than I'd care to mention in those efforts. And yes, when you said stained glass, one of my first thoughts was St. Fafo the Just. But we shall see. I thought I'd change it. Feels lovely outside. Fun doing woodworking with if it doesn't rain. I hope you do too. Oh, thank you. Yes, the Blasterthon was a well-earned. There are times when you require just and noble pettiness. And I think that was such a time, because educations had to be made. And I know, because I keep looking back to go, did I do the wrong thing? No, I don't think I did. Was it rude? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it was rude. But did they die? No. Oh. And sometimes it's frankly nice to be land of karma. Oh, this music is so chill. Man, it's soothing. Kind of makes me want to nap. just playing with the lighting. And it just, I love your music. I have to be careful when I play it though, because like I get in a very creative place, which is great, but I also tend to sort of, I don't want to say zone out, but my mind gets quiet, which is a rare thing, and I just sort of almost hypnotically hyper-focus. Multiply. Now we do flood for only the. Now we're just going to do this a few times. And by just layering this lighting, it gives me this really nice, very natural effect. And every time I do it, oops, you need to go there. It just helps a little bit more. We've got hit multiply. There we go. Look over here. You see how it lets me stagger the darkness and keep the levels not just, you know, obviously lighter in place, but there's some variance. Hey, Matthew. How are you doing, sir? We are just having a very mellow morning while I do a nice little art stream. I may do another art stream at some point later this week just for the joy of it, not to get these things done. But thank you, Matthew. That's exactly what the prompt was. So I'm quite pleased that you like that. This has that desktop background feel. I'm okay with that. Well, I think I'm actually going to just sign off on this one. Because I think that's a good one, and we're going to call that Window of Saint Fafo. I've got save. Let me export a ping of that. And I know you guys can't see it because I'm having some issues with getting extra communications in that aren't, public necessity. And I forgot to record the time lapse on that one, and that's okay. I'm not real worried. Let's see, Malaya. An interesting bit of Kanesh. Okay. Fascinating. Well, I'm going to stop this music because while I love it, it was overly chill. Let me go here. And we'll just zap that. I might redraw that one too. Well, guys, I've had a bit of fun. I'm going to run some ads and I'll get back to you. I'm sorry. Oh, part of that young got a hold of me. I'm going to run some ads and we'll wrap up the show today because I think we've got a good one. So I'll see you in a few.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep, folks, and I can't think of a better message to sign off this program with. Guys, it's been a great art program. Hope you enjoyed the bit of shenanigans at the beginning. But it is time for me to get going on some things that need to be done. I need to prep for the convention and then maybe get some Halloween time in. So I will see you all possibly Friday. No promises. I'm trying to get together a hot spot. If it works, it will be excellent. If not, worst come to worst, I'll see you next week with stories of LodgeCon and our misadventures. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Go out there and vote. And keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating. Because if you do, you can edit it, you can improve it. But you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Toodles, folks.